it's Ursula from ursula-smith.com, and today I'm just basically trying to use up some things around my studio. So when I'm working on stamp designs, I usually print them out to see, size-wise, that sort of thing, how they'll work. And so I have like a lot of these just pieces of designs laying around my studio, just in black and white. And I decided to try and use them with some of the Distress Oxide ink pads that I've been playing around with recently. And so one of the reasons why it's nice to design your own images is you can make them, you just print them out. You can make them into stamps if you have a stamp making machine. Yay. Or you could cut them out on the silhouette either as stencils, which is what I'm thinking of trying to use it for in this case, or even for same image, just as a cutout, just to use it on its own, or in other projects with imprinting and that sort of thing. So anyway, I thought I would use these printouts, like I said, since I have lots of them kicking around, and we'll see where it takes us. Thanks for joining me today, and here comes the experiment. So I am back, and I have my printout, and I'm just going to play around with some of these Distress Oxide sprays. Don't forget, you have to shake the oxides first. So, and I'm just going to squirt some different colors on. And then again, don't forget you have to clean the sprayer before you put the cap back on. So that was, let me see, Shabby Shutter. And then this is Salty Ocean. And let's see what other colors I have. Oh, it's really rolling up on me. You could use regular distress sprays as well. Kind of get a good mix going on there. I'm just going to spray the back so that it doesn't roll as much. So this is just plain. I have not put anything on the front, no gesso or medium or anything like that. So it's just the spray stains. Maybe I'll pull in some carved pumpkin. Okay, so there it's starting to actually cover the image. So that's a Actually, I want a little bit more blue, so I'm going to go back to the blue. Okay, so yeah, I definitely have enough color on there. I'm going to let it dry and see what happens with all the different mixes of the Distress Oxide, plus I had a little bit of the regular spray stain on there. It's a little wet. I was going to come over it with some of the ink pads too, but it's a little too wet to do that. So I'm going to let it dry and I will be back. Hi, I'm back, and so the dioxide inks and the spray stains have dried on my background, and as you can see, especially with the dioxides, because they've got a lot of pigment in, they actually ended up hiding my original image. So because these distress oxides react with water, as do the spray stains, I'm going to, and because this is my own design, of which I have a matching stencil that I cut out on the silhouette, I'm going to try and match these up and try and take away some of that dioxide spray. And having trouble finding the image even. Okay, there we go. Something like that. There we go. It's a little bit closer. You could do this by hand if you didn't have a stencil, but just to make it a little bit easier for me, I'm going to use this to guide me. Okay, there we go. So then what you're going to do is you're going to find your spritzer of water. And what I'm going to do to start, instead of spraying directly on, I'm just going to spritz over here. And then you can use a sponge, which I can't find mine, so I'm just using a paper towel. And you're just going to pat through the stencil, and you're going to try not to move it like I just did. And then, again, that just kind of helps you, guide you, especially if you want something specific to show up. It's just easier to use a stencil to guide you. If you don't have a stencil, like I said, no biggie, because I'm probably going to go back over this a little bit, just plain. And again, a sponge probably works a little bit better because you can pick up a little bit more water. Try and do this a little bit faster so you get the idea. So now my image is coming back through. And so again, like if I wanted to get rid of some of this, I could just kind of go in by hand and play around with it. You could use a brush if you wanted to as well. But that's the idea. And so if you have printouts laying around, or you have an image, you can't draw it, you don't have a stamp, you can print it out, and then you can still use the dioxides and the spray stains even if you obliterate that image, and then you can just bring it back with water. So I hope you like that idea. I'll post the finished piece on my blog. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.